Good morning, welcome to This Old Mojo. Today we're going to start work on the drain tile. Okay, so what I got to do, I want to try to get a little bit of pitch to this. All this is doing is collecting the water from this side of the wall and putting it on this side of the wall where the drainage is dramatically better. The further you get towards that corner, the more this is solid gravel. The ground, well, it's kind of hard to tell from what's over here because this was all bulldozed, but the ground came down at a steep angle. This pier right here would have been mostly out of the ground. This is in virgin ground, the bottom 2 feet. So the ground level was a good 2 feet below that and then went over and dropped down to nothing by the edge of this wall. The first block way down there was basically at ground level. So this is mostly gravel here, and this is the best drainage out of this whole area. And this is the east wall right here, or the east wall will be right there, and it's going to be 14 feet tall. We don't get a lot of rain on the east wall, but when we do, we get a huge amount of rain. Generally, that only happens when you have a cyclonic storm, a storm that's spinning, and then you get rain coming in this way. And when you do get that, you get huge amounts of rain. And we got kind of a trap right here. I believe it would fill up with water pretty easy. So having a drain tile in here to take it over that way, and having this trench and this whole area filled with clean gravel will go a long way towards catching a lot of that instant rain from a cyclonic storm. Most storms, or most rainfall, is going to really easily disperse in this area, and what can't get through the wall has been washing out over there. I want to stop the washouts as much as possible, and I absolutely do not want water collecting in this area. So having said all that, I'm going to go get the level and check out what my pitch is over to here, and I can add a tiny bit of gravel here and there. I just want a slight pitch because the water that goes into that tube, no matter what, it's not going to go back this way. We got a cap right there. It has to, as soon as it starts filling up, it's going to travel that way. So slight pitch, and then we'll get it covered up. Then we can work on that over there. That's going to require a bit more digging. And if the stuff I dig out isn't like 100% gravel, I'm going to get rid of it. I'm going to take it to somewhere else, dump it over that way or something. And I'm going to add nice clean gravel over the top of it. I was thinking of putting a catchment barrel in this corner. I have a real nice little 10-gallon blue barrel, and I was going to cut the top off of that and have the pipe go into it. That would really help with, like a sudden storm. But what I'm going to do is just cover the end, put a sock over it, a filter sock, and if there's problems, I'll dig that up and put that barrel in. No use going through all that trouble when I don't really think it's gonna need it. So let me go get my level and we'll start. Yeah, this part has a good head start to it, so with any luck I'll be able to get this done before it rains. Well, it's raining right now, before it rains harder. Okay, I had to put the camera away because it was getting a little too wet out here. We got an on and off mist, and at times it gets pretty heavy, and I'm actually wet, but you can't really see it. Just, well, super damp, I guess. Okay, this will go down a bit. We got a decent pitch there, and I'm going to take a little bit of the sock from that end. The tube, it was cheaper to buy 100-foot roll with the sock on it than to buy 4 sections, which is about what we need, with 4 separate socks. So we got a 100-foot roll. So I'll probably take maybe 3 feet off of that, put it on here, zip tie that, and put my cap on, and then we can start backfilling this. I don't know if I mentioned it in this video or not, but I want to get this backfilled to this level right here. I'm going to clean this area up, throw that stuff down into the ditch here, and backfill up to that level and get both sides to the same level. I can't fill that side yet because the concrete has only been drying for a week. It should dry for 2 weeks before I start doing any of that. And another thing, I don't know if I mentioned, the entire reason for the retaining wall at first was because I need a flat area to put a scaffold, because I'm going to be working 14 feet up on the siding and stuff here. It really does need a retaining wall and drainage, but that was the thing that made me think of it first. This does not have a retaining wall, but it's not going to need one. We definitely need one right here. So let me cut some stuff off of that. I got to run and get some zip ties, and I got to get rid of this pile and this pile, I think. Yeah, I would much rather have nice clean gravel in here, and this has all kinds of clay silt in it. Yeah, I don't know where I would put it though. The ditch seems like the best place for it. All right, we'll see on that. I'll be very glad when I don't have to work in this incredibly confined quarters of this ditch anymore. Taking a little break. The pipe is in the trench and it's weighted down. I want to get at least the pipe covered before I quit today. It doesn't have to be completely filled. This entire area, you can kind of see where that line is on the retaining wall. That's going to come all the way around to this corner. We got to go, another 6 inches up from this area right here. You can kind of see the crease in landscape fabric there to level this area off. We're going to be using a scaffold here, and that's a long way to drop. We got like a 14-foot, well, not like, 14 feet of wall plus 1.5 feet of this plus 6 feet of drop this way, so 20 some odd feet of drop. We really want a nice level ground here, but it's going to take a little while. Yeah, it is so hot out here, it's insane. All right, let me add a little more gravel to this and we'll wrap this video up, and I'll talk a little bit about what happened over here. It's the next day, and I really had to rush to get this pipe in there because we're gonna get over 2 inches of rain today. It's just starting right now. So last night I came out here and, well, you've seen that. Got this pipe buried. Yeah, unfortunately, we can't see it working, but it is working. It'll take a lot of rain before there's even water in the pipe, but at least it's there. Okay, this right here is what I was working on while the ditch was being dug, and we're gonna go over this in next week's video. This is all in next week's video. So If you want to see the framing begin and the layout work, make sure you subscribe and click on the update icon so you get notifications when we put out new videos. And we will see you in the next video.